Thank you for tuning in for our 6th episode on Dark. If you haven't listened to the previous episodes, please make sure to check out those ones first, and spoiler alert for Dark. Last time we talked about the first time travel method that is used in the show, which is the passage, a cave underground that splits into 2 other passages that lead 33 years in the past and 33 years in the future from 1987. The second device is the bunker, which is located directly above the passage. The bunker is simply a bunker, and the real value of the bunker comes from it being right above the passage. The bunker uses the energy produced from the passage. Remember that electromagnetic energy that we were talking about earlier? It uses that energy to create a wormhole. This transports the contents of the bunker from one time to another with every use of the passage. In the event that the passage is not used, a chair assembled in the bunker produces the energy to send one through time. It's not exactly clear how it uses this energy, but I suppose that since Sigmundus built this chair, it has a lot of the same properties as some of the other time travel apparatuses that we'll talk about later. Both of these methods seem to follow a 33-year pattern, just like the passage, and we have a couple of examples to confirm this. Jonas used this method to travel from 2019 to 2052, and Helge used it to travel from 1953 to 1986, and from 1987 back to 1954 again, among others. The children sent by Noah after being killed from the process were also sent in 33-year increments. The bunker is an example of a triggered time machine, relying on external events to create a portal to travel through time. If the bunker were anywhere else, then there would be nothing special about it. But since it's right above the passage, and the passage has those time travel properties, the bunker gains properties just from being in the vicinity of it. The bunker is also the location of the device that H.G. Tannhaus uses to create the alternate universes. We'll talk about that a little bit later in more detail, but it's also important to note that that could be lending to some of the properties of the bunker being able to transport people back in time. That device, however, is not seen in either Adam nor Eve's realities, and the time travel in the show is directly a cause of being above the passage. Triggered time machines are not really something that we see very often in shows. They're kind of hard to control, and a lot of times they're just kind of pointless because having a time machine that you can control is much easier than having a time machine that activates something else that actually creates the portal. That just sounds like a time machine with extra steps. But in this case, it really works. The bunker can be used to transport people back and forth through time without making them go through the tunnel. And there are a lot of interesting things you can do in there. A bunker can store someone for a long period of time, so they can stagger the time travel to confuse people or just lead them astray. And it's just a really interesting plot point to have this be a device to travel in time that's harder to recognize just because there's nothing you can do in the bunker that will cause the time travel. You have to rely on what's underneath. This concludes our second time travel device talk about the bunker. Next time we'll start talking about the individual time machines that are used in the show by the characters. Thank you for listening.